When you die, you're always dropping a bomb in a direction you're looking at. A mistake I see a lot of people do is crossing dangerous places while facing the wrong way. For example here, when you cross properly with face towards the bomb site, whatever happens, a teammate can easily pick up a bomb and plant it. Same thing here. Welcome to 30 things you're possibly doing wrong in CS2. When wallbanging this wood on overpass, make sure to not to hit the signs, as eventually through these signs you're gonna deal more than 3x less damage to your enemies. The most regular monster smoke, the most regular molotov to deny it and surprise them at monster, but if you hug a bomb site box like that, aim close to that circle and the jump throw, boom, you get a smoke that isn't denied. That's how you're never gonna make that deniable monster smoke mistake ever again. If you jump on small objects the regular way, you stay a lot of time mid-air, giving your enemy potentially a very easy target to shoot at, but instead you can hold your strafe key, crouch and release crouch mid-air. This is how you'd get your accuracy back fast and you won't unnecessarily go to Yao Ming's heights, where there's anyways way less oxygen. Be aware of your barrel length at all times, especially when you're walking and trying to be sneaky late round. If you have AWP in your hands, it might be better to switch to your pistol. Also, bro tip, if you want to play with long barrel and hold a corner, aim a bit into the wall, as this will hide your barrel. And it does it way better than McGregor with his barrel. Inferno, first orange is bad, cause enemies can see you and technically kill you without you even seeing them. Do not break smokes with bouncing the nade on the ground like Allen Iverson. Instead, try to break it so grenade doesn't touch the ground, giving enemy side 0 bouncy warning sounds. Tinder surprise. If a bomb site is free, always go for the best plant possible. For example, if Mirage A bomb site is clear and you really want to plant for CT, do not plant here, as later they could easily defuse and face you at the same time. But come plant here, this way they need to look down when defusing and you or your teammate will have much easier times to defend the defuse, as even jungle people can sing along. A mistake you're making or you know someone else is making is throwing utility that can be better. Instead of throwing this regular me-to-be smoke, you should use this crouch jump throw version that doesn't leave gaps at the top of the smoke, so enemies can't see over it. A very similar story for Mirage CT here. And for window smokes, instas are cool and there are even non-moving ways how to throw it. Most of them are breakable with the safest outside of the window AG, but if you throw this crouch walking lineup, they can't really break it with the outside AG explosion. So one way how enemies can punish you with this smoke, denied. Still, this behind the door smoke break can be executed and it even works when you do this outside of window wall smoke. OP. By the way, to learn the best smokes/tricks, check out CS2tricks.com,
a project that we are building
for community with community. You don't need to always open doors with your use key, making the regular door sound and totally revealing your position. Why not to open doors in alternative ways, like nading, molling, knifing, and previously Zeusing, but it doesn't seem to work anymore. If you're rushing B on Mirage and you want to jump out window, it is crucial that you don't get stuck in window and therefore block others. One trick how you can always hit it is to jump off from that carpet edge, and that's how you never miss that hole again. Even if everything else is smoked, all you need to see is that carpet edge and you can still easily hit it into base 2, called B. On train, this spot no bueno, as enemy side can see your shadow plus legs, and since you're behind the wood cover, they can wallbang you like it's nothing. I know in some other fields in life, deep might be good, but not for CS2 AG nades. Throwing them too deep nullifies all the potential damage. For example, if you know that someone is at the default area, don't throw your grenade randomly into deep ninja. Rather place it in the middle open area so it can damage both ninja and default. Easy as that. With most of the pistols, especially close range, you should absolutely run and gun, as they are way more accurate than you might think. And with rifles, vice versa, avoid it like Crims avoids other opportunities. Also avoid this nearby A-ramp camping position at all times. If enemies crouch and know it, they can see your legs without you seeing them at all. When you have a decent primary weapon, you shouldn't buy a secondary weapon, aka a pistol upgrade, unless you have close to maxed money, since you want to save your money for nades, and there is rarely a situation where you can't reload or pick up another gun with bullets, so you'd need your upgraded secondary weapon. With the balcony ledge added to Inferno, you now need to jump to get over it.
But as mentioned earlier in the video,
you wanna ideally avoid being mid-air, especially if your nickname is Boeing, so if you hug this wall and hit your head onto this ledge, it allows you to get over the hurdle with less air time. A simple communication mistake, you say the information, but since you're most likely playing with 4 doodles
whose IQ is in minus,
then you should also follow up your info with an extra sentence to make sure your teammates do not get caught off guard. For example, if you get smoked off window or con, also go the extra mile and say, "I'm smoked off window, they can be up short here." Without saying that extra sentence, they always get back to you, "Why the f*** didn't you tell me where they are?" And if you say, "Thanks for the info, but still f***," the difference is there. Do not hold angles while standing still. Always have a little strafing action going on. By the way, all pros do that as well. It keeps you in the flow 24/7, more ready for the potential gunfight, and you're gonna be a harder target for your enemies. Or if you stand still, this happens. When you are not sure about enemies' positioning and you throw a grenade, do not look away. If anyone is close, they might want to beat the molly or a smoke and surprise push you, because that's exactly what you would sometimes do when you're on the other side of the action. If you play too close to corners and walls, you put yourself in visual disadvantage compared to playing away from walls and corners. Always try to stay at a distance. Assuming you have more than 1 grenade with you, when you die, you will drop the one you touched last. So if you're playing a late round after plant situation and you have a flash/AG and a smoke, make sure you don't drop a smoke to CTs, as smoke diffuse is very powerful compared to a same CT picking up an AG or a flash. Also, we tested what nade you will drop if you don't touch any of the nades. The buying order doesn't matter at all. If you have a Molotov in your inventory, then it's gonna be molly first. If no Molotov, then it's gonna be a smoke grenade, 10 AG and 10 a flash, super general. Do not miss out on buying extra flashes when you have money for that. You can buy 2 flashes on each and every round, so you can drop one on the ground, throw your early nade, then it's a B rush, and boom, you get to use 1 extra flashbang to help your team with. You can always run a small distance before making any noise, so you should not walk peak angles, but go for those small running peaks to still be full silent and surprise enemies by appearing faster on their screens. If you go for a ninja defuse, commit to it with your very first defuse, trust, and do not make this casual, sticking with third tap on the bomb mistake. Do not throw grenades if you want to be sneaky in your late round situations, as in most cases you're gonna reveal your position and instantly lose the potential surprise factor. This next one might be a little advanced, but hear me out. You can tell people's positionings by reading grenades properly. For example, this smoke is thrown from T-spawn and that one from B-apps. If you know there aren't many enemies remaining and they try to fake you with a smoke thrown from T-spawn, you should never over-rotate. Another example, you are in A ramp, here is a grenade thrown from triple, and here is a nade thrown from default/underwood area. I hope you do understand the bouncing angle difference. Plus, if you get that, you can pinpoint enemies' position better, communicate it to your teammates, and why not you hero peek them cause you have balls. It's enemies eco round, they are with pistols and wish you get close to them, but don't fall for it. You need to hold distance, as on distance, pistols aren't as dangerous and you won't give them better weapon that easily. If you die here deep CT, it's way more likely that your teammates get the weapon and not the enemy. Next up, crosshair placement. Even if you are an advanced player, you still do mistakes with it. And if you're starting out, all you need to know is just don't aim at their balls, raise your standard a little. Everyone knows that it's good to nade the squeaky door at nuke, as it gives you more options, but you might not know that if you place your AG badly, it doesn't destroy vents and therefore denies your potentially sneaky smoke to vent plays. Now you know that you need to place your AG fairly close to the door in order to break both. No strict lineup needed, just a loosey-goosey close to door explosion, and make sure explosion doesn't happen behind the wall, as it will still not break the vent stand. If you play in this position as a CT, be aware that if they know where to look at, they can spot your shadow and have a huge advantage. As you can see, your shadow doesn't really forgive you when playing up here. Alrighty, this nuke wall is not wall bangable, even with AWP. Do not waste your bullets, guys.
NadeKing, please watch his YouTube and subscribe. Hello.